Imagine you're sitting across from the perfect candidate. What should you ask to really know if they're the right fit? In a successful job interview, there are 4 key areas to focus on: their work history, their personality, their suitability for the company and the role, and of course, their goals and ambitions. But remember, some questions are off-limits. Asking about race, age, marital status, or sexual preferences isn't just inappropriate, it's potentially discriminatory. A great interviewer knows where to dig deeper and where not to go. Let's explore how to do it right. Listen to Mansha Khan, who is attending an interview for a sales position. Look again at the 4 interview areas outlined in the useful tips. Write then alongside the corresponding questions from the interview.
And so your online resume was very interesting, and that's why we asked you to come for an interview. I'm responsible for all human resources issues here at Burgerbuild, and my colleague here, Georgina Harris, is head of the sales department, which is where we currently have a position free.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too.
Fine. So, Mr. Khan, what do you know about our company?
A lot. You're involved in big overseas infrastructure projects in Southeast Asia, for example, and among other things, you are currently bidding for...
And the Kuching Metro project was very successful. But coming back to you, Mr. Khan, what do you feel has been your biggest achievement to date?
Well, I introduced a new process for prioritizing customer visiting schedules for our department, and in 6 months we managed to increase sales by about 22%. My manager was very pleased.
I can understand why. So, why would you like to leave your current job?
Well, the sales position that you are offering would give me opportunities to work internationally. At the moment, I'm just based in Seattle.
I see, but what makes you suitable for this job, do you think?
I've been very successful so far in sales, and I think that I can offer a good service to your customers.
Interesting point. What is good customer service in your view?
Definitely the most important skill is the ability to listen to what your customers... So that's it. But of course, learning is a never-ending process for anybody in business.
Very true. Now, what are your weaknesses, would you say?
Well, my mom criticizes my untidiness around the house, but I guess you don't mean that. I suppose I'm not very good at making sure all the paperwork involved in sales is completed quickly. You know, I prefer to be out there going on to the next customer. But of course, I know it has to be done. I'm trying to improve.
Well, you are quite young, aren't you?
I'm 26.
Right. Now, what are your goals for the next 5 years?
I hope that I can also take on responsibility for organizing other salespeople in the future. I see myself in a management position when I have more experience and can share that experience with other salespeople.
Okay. Now, what are your salary expectations? For this sales position, I mean.
Well, I'm sure that a mixture of...
Let's check the suggested answers. Now it's time for the speaking practice. Complete the sentences with a word from the box. Let's check the suggested answers. Now it's time for the next speaking practice. Complete the conversation with questions from the previous exercise. In places, more than one answer may be correct.
Why do you think you're right for this job?
Well, I think that I'd be suitable for the position because I've had lots of relevant experience in my previous roles. Also, I think I'd be a good fit for the company.
What do you know about this company?
Quite a bit. I know that it's the second largest advertising company in the country and that you employ over 500 staff.
That's right. Now, tell me a bit about yourself. What are your greatest strengths and weaknesses?
Interesting question. Well, I'm very hardworking and incredibly creative, as you can see from my portfolio. But on the downside, I'm also a bit of a perfectionist, so I find it hard to let go of a project sometimes. but I'm working on that.
Okay. And what has been most rewarding about your current job?
That would have to be when an advertisement that my team developed was nominated for Best Local Ad of the Year. It was great to get some acknowledgement for all our hard work.
Uh-huh. So why would you like to leave your current job?
Well, I've enjoyed working for a small company and learned a lot, but I'd really like the opportunities that are offered by working for a large company. For example, the chance to pitch to big clients.
Right. So where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
I'd like to be working as a senior advertising executive with a number of great campaigns under my belt.
Let's check the suggested answers. Now it's time for the next speaking practice. You are interviewing someone for the position of assistant. Play the audio CD and follow the cues. You start.
I've had lots of experience that's relevant for the assistant's position. From what I've learned about the company, I think this would be a great place for me to develop my skills and learn more about the business. I'm very well organized and able to multitask, but I also have a tendency to take on too much, so I'm trying to improve on that. Well, yes. I organised the company conference last year and had to sort out the venue, catering, speakers and so on. My phone didn't stop ringing in the weeks running up to it, but it all turned out well in the end. I've been there for 6 years now and I'm ready for a new challenge. I'd like to gain experience in all areas of business, perhaps with a view to moving into a junior sales position.
Let's check the suggested answers. And that brings us to the end of today's lesson on successful job interviewing. Remember, the best interviewers know how to ask the right questions, focusing on work history, personality, suitability, and ambitions. At the same time, they avoid inappropriate or discriminatory topics. Your role as an interviewer is not just to assess skills, but to create a fair, professional, and respectful conversation. With the right approach, you don't just fill a vacancy, you find the best fit for your team and company. Thank you for your attention, and let's carry these skills forward into real-world practice.